Hi everyone, welcome you to Micro Learning. This is Shailaja once again with Standard 12 Economics, Chapter 1 Introduction to Macroeconomics. Today we are going to see 1.7.2 along with worksheet. So today's topic we are going to go on socialist economy. We call it as socialism. Who is the father of socialism? It is Karl Marx. Who controls all the economic activity? It is the state, or we call it as a government. Who does the planning? Government does the planning. When government does the planning, what happens? They give too much of importance for public ownership. And since state is controlling everything, it is run and managed by the government alone. Socialist economy is also called as planned economy, or it is called as a command economy. Since all the resources are owned and operated by the government, what should be the motive of the government? It is only welfare. And next is they are giving equal opportunities for everyone. That is their main aim and focus. Since it is welfare oriented, they give equal opportunities to everyone in the economy. There are few countries which follow socialism. It's Russia, China, Vietnam, Poland and Cuba. Now we are going to see what are the features of socialism. First feature is supposed to be public ownership of means of production. All resources are owned by the government. It's managed by the government. So when it is managed by the government, they utilize all the resources for the welfare of the people, and their main aim is to produce goods that will suit the people. Because since the government is doing the planning, what has to be produced, how it has to be produced, for whom are we producing, it's all decided by the government, and they try to utilize all the resources. Next one is central planning. Planning is done by the government. So when it is done by the government, what happens? All decisions will be taken by the government. And they look into the welfare of the people. So they do the planning according to that, and they see that they do not waste any of their resources. Next one is maximum social benefit. So what is happening here in maximum social benefit? Maximum. What is maximum there? The social benefit as such. In social benefit, investment are planned in such a way that the benefits are distributed to the society at large. So when the government is investing, planning and investing, what happens? They see that the people are benefited out of it. And the society is supposed to be enriched. So the investment is done in such a way that the people are benefited out of it. Non-existence of competition. Since the state is controlling the production, the distribution, what is happening? There is no resource wastage, and there is no much competition because the products are already decided by the government. The consumers will have only a limited choice over here because they know what they are going to produce, for whom it has to be produced. Next one is absence of price mechanism. The pricing system works under the control and regulate of the central planning authority. So price mechanism is controlled by the government. So everything is well planned and done, and there is no wastage anywhere. Next one is equality of income. Removal and reduction of economic inequalities. Private property and law inheritance do not exist. Removal and reduction of economic inequalities. There is no gap between the rich and the poor. But in a capitalist economy, what did we see? We saw that there is a disparity between the rich and the poor. Under socialism, private property is not allowed more. because it comes under the government control. The law is framed in such a way that there is no inheritance as such. Next is equality of opportunity. Socialism provides equal opportunities for free health, education, professional training as such. Next, you have a classless economy. So, under socialist economy, everyone is equal in economic status. There is a class society and there is no class conflict at all in the classless society. Next, we are going to see the merits and demerits of socialism. First merit is supposed to be reduction in inequality. No one is allowed to own or use any private property to exploit others. That is called as reduction in inequality. The next one is a rational allocation of resources. Since everything is being planned by the government, there is no wastage of resources. Wastage is, we can say, it is minimized, and investment is done in such a way they see that there is no wastage at all. It is pre-planned earlier. Next is absence of class conflict. There is no inequality, as inequality are minimum. There is no conflict between the rich and the poor class. And the economy goes in a very harmonious, or you can say in a smooth manner. Next one, end of trade cycle. Planning authority takes control over the production and distribution of goods and services. Because trade cycle, you can say, you can have boom, recession, depression, all these things we call it as trade cycle. So planning authorities take control over production and distribution, because the resources are owned by the government, so they know what they are supposed to produce, what are the goods and services has to reach the people. So economic fluctuations can be avoided. Next one is promotes social welfare, absence of exploitation. Okay, there is no economic inequalities, and since the trade cycle is maintained throughout, naturally we can expect welfare. Next is demerit. Under demerit you have red tapeism and bureaucracy. Every merit has its own demerit. What do you mean by red tapeism and bureaucracy? Since all decisions are taken by the government, what happens? Public may not like certain things. Okay, sometimes the exploitation leads people to ask many questions. Okay, that is, people may not like certain decisions taken by the government. Second one is absence of incentives. So the major limitation of socialism is that you can see in the system, they do not provide incentives for efficiency. People who are efficient are not awarded, so productivity suffers a lot. Next one is limited freedom of choice. Since customers have only few choices on their consumption goods, they are not satisfied with that. But in capitalism, what can you see? You can see there are various products available. People have the right to choose their own product. But here under socialism, this is not possible, because whatever has been produced has to be taken by the consumers. Next was is concentration of power. Since the state controls everything, private has no work there. Private cannot interfere over there. State has more power, and there is lots of possibilities of misuse of power under socialism. So you have a worksheet. Who is called the father of socialism? What is socialism otherwise called as? Which are the countries that follow socialism? List down the features of socialism. Write down the merits and demerits of socialism. What are the basic problems in a command economy? Go through the slides once again thoroughly read it and then do this worksheet. Please do support me, subscribe to my channel and give me a reading support. Thank you.